It's time for high school football. This week we turn back the clock to October 12, 2018, and the regular season meeting between Dutchtown and Sanoma at the Pit. Entering the Week 7 matchup, the Gators had won 3 of the past 4 meetings against the Griffins after Dutchtown had won the first 10 meetings between the two schools. The 2018 matchup found both teams looking for their first district win of the season, and the two teams did not disappoint the large crowd at the Pit with an exciting finish. David Swacker and myself, Lyle Boudreau, have the call on this week's Ascension Glory Days on the EATEL Game of the Week. Welcome to Week 7 and the EATEL Game of the Week as we are at the Pit. The Dutchtown Griffins entertaining the Sanoma Gators as we'll come your way from the Pit tonight. Both teams looking for their first district win. Sanoma comes in at 4-2. Meanwhile, for Dutchtown, they come in at 3-3 as the Gators make their way onto the field tonight here at the Pit as we expect an exciting game between the Gators and the Griffins. And prior to the game, our sidekick, David Swacker, who will be joining us up here, is being honored as one of the former coaches at Sanoma High. Coach Swacker, head football coach from 1998 to 2007. And Swack, with 66 wins and 43 losses in 8 of his 10 years as head coach of Sanoma, he took his team into the state playoffs. Congratulations, you see Coach Swack, along with his wife Tracy to his right, the principal to the left, Miss Beth Tomplay, and of course the head football coach, David Oliver. And also in the black shirt is James LeBlanc, who does so much here for Sanoma High School football. And congratulations right off the top to Coach David Swacker. He'll be joining us up in the press box in just a minute. Meanwhile, as far as tonight's game, it'll be Guy Mastretta's Dutchtown Griffins will be taking on the Sanoma Gators, coached by David Oliver. You see the crowd of some Griffin fans that are making their way here to the Pit tonight. Had a good game last week. It was Dutchtown losing to East Ascension 37-23 here on the EATEL Game of the Week. Meanwhile, tough one for Sanoma as they went to Baton Rouge and lost to Catholic High 51-21. Stay right where you are. It is high school football Week 7. It's going to be Dutchtown and Sanoma from the Pit. Kickoff's up next, right here on the EATEL Game of the Week.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
Sanoma Marching Band and the Star Spangled Banner. It's going to be Dutchtown getting the football first. This is going to be the 15th meeting between these two teams. Dutchtown leads 11-3. The first 10 games played between 2005 through 2013, Dutchtown was on top. Sanoma then won the last 3 games. That streak was snapped last week with the upset win by the Griffins as Dutchtown upset Santa Maria 24-17 a year ago at Griffin Field. And in that game, that was the only loss of the regular season for the Santa Maria Gators. So here tonight, it'll be the Gators and the Griffins. Dutchtown got a little bit banged up last week in their game against East Ascension. Jordan Jackson out for the year with a broken collarbone. He was so important in the offense-defense return game for the Griffins, so they'll have to make an adjustment there. As the ball is teed up, Matthew Parker's going to kick it off. We saw Terry Matthews for Dutchtown go 99 yards last week on the EATEL Game of the Week. He's back standing at the 5-yard line awaiting the kick from Matthew Parker. The whistle sounds, and week number 7 is officially underway. And taking it on a knee, and that is going to be downed immediately. That was Dejon Watkins, maybe a little bit too anxious as he went down to a knee to take it into the 10-yard line. And Dutchtown's offense now going to come out on the field as they are going to get the football to start it, but they are going to be back at their own 10-yard line. So not good field position for Coach Mastretta's Griffins to start it. Dream Monroe is the quarterback. Blaine Lewis in the backfield with him. Play action, pass out here. That is Watkins. He's got it at the 20. Blocked downfield by Terry Matthews, but it's going to be a first down. Let's check the offensive starters for Dutchtown in a moment, as that first down is going to be good for about 13 yards. Quick pass from Monroe. Getting it to Bladen Lewis. I'll make that Dejon Watkins his third catch of the year.
And Lyle Darius Smith made a big tackle because he gets by that tackler. That's a long play.
Well, David Swacker has made it back up to the press box. Welcome back. Fake it to Lewis. This is Terry Matthews, and Matthews is going to pick up a couple of yards. It's going to bring up second down and long as Dutchtown with the first possession of this game here in week number 7. So a couple play-action passes right off. Swack trying to see if they would bite us. Let's look at the offense.
Drew Monroe, that's your quarterback. Bladen Lewis, your running back. Trey Martin, Derek Youngblood, Terry Matthews, and Jaden McKinney as your skill backfield.
We'll take a look at the lineman after this play. As this low pass, Matthews takes it in, but he was down when he took it in. And let's look at that offensive line for
offensive line. Harley Hung, Jacob Williams, Cade Goodman, Riley Lawrence, and Carter Landry. Got to be opening holes tonight and protecting that quarterback.
You know, Roddy Landry, remember, he was one of the players that went down for Dutchtown last week, and good to see him back playing again tonight.
I tell you, it's always good to see kids back playing.
And it looks like we're going to have a pre-snap penalty here. Swack, we saw you on you being honored down on the field along with your wife. We want to congratulate you for the 10 years you put in as the head football coach here at Santa Maria High, and I'm sure that had to feel pretty good.
It was very exciting. My wife and I both, my wife's at East Ascension now as assistant principal. I'm at Galvez, and still remain very close to David Oliver and a lot of the coaches. Of course, all of our kids at Galvez later become Gators over here and our athletes. And so it was a really good and nice experience. I appreciate James LeBlanc and David Oliver and Beth Tomplay for honoring me before the game. And my wife, too, because she was a very big part of it.
Third down now and 8. Can't leave her out, can we?
Cannot leave her out.
Empty backfield for Malone. Make that Monroe. He's going to try to run. He's got some room. He's out to the 35. He's going to get a first down. And this is going to be a nice drive, David Swacker, that began at the 10-yard line.
Well, if you remember this play from last week, Lyle, it was the first play of the game. Dutchtown lined up and 3 receivers bunched up. They motioned out the running back to make it 4 receivers. And instead of throwing that little pass over there, they were trying to throw a vertical to the left side. And Monroe eventually just kept the ball for a big gain.
Monroe calls for the football, fakes it to Lewis, and throws high. That was Jaden McKinney, who's the tight end in this offense for Dutchtown. But Monroe let that one get away as we take a look at the defense for Santa Maria.
Your big man in the middle there, Johnny Johnson, well, not in the middle, Jamar Baptiste, Zacius Thomas, that's your defensive line. Your linebackers, Jeremiah Kahn, Reese Nelson, Reed Norwood, Aaron DeLone, Jordan Bennett, Darius Smith, Jacob Matthews, and Javen Aguilar in the secondary.
Got some nice new graphics this week on our EATEL Game of the Week.
Very nice.
Here's going to be a keeper by Monroe. And Monroe's got a big gain into Gator territory. He's at the 40. He's at the 39. You know, Monroe only had 20 yards rushing on the season coming into tonight's game, but he's been a factor here.
Well, this is one of those zone plays where you read that defensive end, and he took the running back, and Monroe just kept that ball in that C gap right there. Nice little run. Looks a little bit out of control, but, boy, that was 20-something big yards on that play.
You think maybe Monroe keeping the ball has got Santa Maria a little surprised here on his first drive?
Well, there's no doubt about that because he has not done that throughout the first part of the year. But remember, Lyle, he was injured right off the bat.
Dejon Watkins, who had trouble, he was in motion a lot last week against East Ascension. Makes about a 9-yard grab there on the throw from Monroe. Jaden McKinney gave him a good block to help get those yards. It's going to bring up now second down. First drive of the night, a good one so far for the Griffins. Here is a handoff, Braden Lewis, and Lewis hits a stone wall, and he is brought back. I believe that's going to be 43.
It looked like Zacius Thomas right in the middle coming in from a linebacker position. Well, I think he might even be playing defensive end right here.
Boy, as they say, he put a hat on him, didn't he?
Yes, and did not move forward any of that time.
Third down and 2. Looked like might have been a hard count by Dree Monroe. Both ball clubs, Swacker, their district openers came up short last week. Interesting to see how they both respond today. And so far, a nice first drive as Malone throws toward the end, make that Monroe toward the end zone. It's incomplete. Hung it out to the end zone. Terry Matthews was the intended receiver. It'll bring up second down. 8:32 left, quarter number 1. A little bit different formation here, and Monroe couldn't handle the snap, and he is going to pay for it with a big loss.
Well, not a real bad snap, but it was a little bit off to the left, and not able to handle it. Then he fumbled it behind him to where you end up basically with about a 10-yard loss on the play. And you see it right there, a little bit off. Yeah, does a good job of falling on it.
But that's on Monroe there. That was a good snap by Riley Lawrence.
Boy, and I tell you, you get that good one, then all of a sudden one of them a little bit off, and maybe you take your eye off of it.
Third down and about 19. Monroe throws, got his receiver. That's going to be Watkins. He's out of bounds into the Dutchtown sideline right in front of the Santa Maria student body. And it's going to now bring up fourth down, a decision. Sosa has kicked very well, Hayden Sosa, and it looks like we're going to get a field goal attempt. Sosa's 5 for 5 in field goal attempts this year, replacing Cohen Pyron.
Well, a little flood route right there, and you say not into the Santa Maria student body. That's the Dutchtown high school kids over there, and he landed basically right at their feet almost by the stands.
So they're going to spot it down at the 31. It's going to be from 41 yards out for Hayden Sosa. Good snap, ball down, kicks up, and it is no good. And Hayden Sosa has missed his first field goal attempt of the year, as it is going to end up being wide left.
And plenty of distance, Lyle, just wide left. And for your backup kicker to come in and do as well as he's done with the chores of kicking off and now with the extra points and field goals, has done an outstanding job. And right there you had a situation just a little bit off, but plenty of distance. So the Gators take over 1st and 10.
Well, let's see how Dutchtown's going to respond, because that was a very impressive drive from their own 10, and to come up empty. Here comes Santa Maria now, their first time. K.J. Franklin in the backfield, starting at their own 20-yard line. First snap, handoff to Franklin. Dutchtown was there, but Franklin won't go down, breaks tackles. He's broken 2, 3, 25. He's out to the 30. And K.J. Franklin, who has 817 rushing yards for the year before that carry, runs for a first down.
Your quarterback, Caleb Thompson, says, I could throw a little bit of a block here. Nice block there by the wide receiver. And KJ able to pick up a first down.
He shook the tackle of Shane Levy in the backfield. The quarterback is Caleb Thompson. Short run by Franklin. We'll take a look at Santa Maria on offense in a moment. We're now going to go inside 7 minutes to go in our first quarter. It's going to bring up second down and 9. So Caleb Thompson is the quarterback. KJ Franklin, the running back.
Santa Maria moving pretty fast in their no-huddle offense.
This time Thompson keeps. Going to get a face mask. Flags coming out everywhere. And that's going to cost Dutchtown on the face mask as we look at Santa Maria's offense.
Well, you got Caleb Thompson starting at quarterback tonight, and KJ Franklin, your running back. Receivers, Darius Smith, Austin Bascom, Joe Wilson, and Noah Abear, your tight end. Your offensive line is Taylor Thibodeau, Isaac Terrio, Jackson McCrary, Bo Grimion, and Pearson Bernashaw.
So, Dutchtown on defense now.
Dutchtown on defense, Jairus Blakes, Shane Levy, Jared Dupar, Jamel Jaleh, Reggie Spears, and we'll get back with the rest of them after this play.
Thompson, pass is going to be caught. Nice grab over the middle by Austin Bascom, his 13th grab of the year. And all of a sudden now Santa Maria with a nice drive as we check out the rest of the defense for Dutchtown.
And here with Hayden Willis, then you got Logan Scott, Derek Jones, Brett Latchley, Jordan Spears, and
Jordan Jackson not in the game because he's out for the year. As you see, Jordan,
yes,
went down with the broken collarbone against East Ascension, and now it's going to be a first down. And very quick striking right now by Santa Maria.
Well, you've seen a couple of triple option threats with run, pass, option, the RPO that you hear a whole lot about in college and now some in the NFL.
Snap it back. Caleb Thompson's going to late pitch it. How about this? KJ Franklin and the Gators are on the move as they got to Franklin in a hurry and a big gain.
Thompson's not able to get it to him, but Thompson's able to get it down there, and you say, well, did he cross the line of scrimmage? I believe it might have been a lateral right there, Lyle.
That was behind him, so that's going to be a rush. That won't be a pass completion. That'll be a rush.
That'll give Coach Benny Babin some thought there.
Give it to Franklin. Behind some blocking. Franklin, boy, he is so tough. He finds whatever little crease there may be, KJ Franklin's going to find it, as right now knocking on the door of the Gators.
Well, you call that the old counter look, Lyle, where you have two people pulling. It varies on who's going to pull, and KJ does a little zig cut and cuts back with the lineman for a big gain.
Didn't look like he got 9 yards there, but he did, and now he's got enough to get it in the end zone, and that is a touchdown. What an impressive first drive of the night by a Santa Maria Gator football team that took one on the chin a week ago, but they look good on this drive.
And, boy, just right up the gut right here. Watch, seeing that he's sitting right there. Let me hand it to number 2, and I know he's going to get in that end zone. Offensive line really did a great job on that drive in a lot of situations, and most of it was running.
Matthew Parker's been perfect this year with extra points. 19 for 19. Kicks up, and it is good. We're going to take a break. Timeout on the field. We've got 4:49 left in our first quarter. Gators are on top, 7-0 on the EATEL Game of the Week. The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Tata Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation for their support of the Dutchtown High Sports Medicine Program. Lyle Boudreau along with David Swacker as we welcome you back to the pit in Santa Maria. After an impressive drive by Dutchtown, which ended up with a missed field goal, a very impressive drive by Sandoval, which ends up in a touchdown and an extra point and a 7-0 lead.
And it was mainly on the running of K.J. Franklin, but Caleb Thompson made some great decisions on some little short passes right there that kept those sticks moving, and it looked to be like Franklin was really on with the offensive line blocking.
Parker kicks it off. Deshaun Watkins, 20-30. He's at the 40. He's at the 50. He's brought down by the kicker, Matthew Parker, but not before he reaches the 44 in Gator territory. And what a return by Deshaun Watkins.
Well, I don't know what Parker was thinking, but he made a heck of a tackle. But this is watch the opening right here, Lyle. Through it right there now. Excellent job by the runner. And the kicker, outstanding job on that solo tackle right there.
Well, that's what you want from your kicker, right? He's the last.
I don't think anybody would put that in the playbook as a guaranteed, but Parker made an outstanding athletic move right there. But outstanding field position on the great kickoff return.
He was the last line of defense, and he got the job done, but the Griffins are going to be back in Gator territory. They're going to scrimmage at the 44-yard line with an empty backfield. 4 receivers to the far side.
And that's a lateral, and there is the
halfback
wide
pass.
Open.
McKinney is in the end zone, and how about that one-play touchdown as it goes from Monroe to Arnett. You remember we saw him as the quarterback in the first week when Monroe was hurt. That's Arnett.
That's a lateral backwards pass. Wide open 88 right over the middle, Jaden McKinney. Now, we have seen McKinney in the end zone in our earlier game, I think at Walker, against Walker and maybe Central.
So here is Hayden Sosa's extra point attempt. He's 9 of 10 in point afters, and this is up and good. And it hadn't taken long. Well, we've had some touchdowns both ways. Franklin for Sandoval, and for Dutchtown, Monroe to Arnett to McKinney. McKinney now has caught his second touchdown pass, and we got ourselves a 7-7 ball game. The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Tata Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation for their support of the Dutchtown High Sports Medicine Program. And we got a little bit of excitement. You got good student body participation across the way. The Dutchtown students are here. And it's whiteout night for the Sandoval students as they are in their end zone. You can see the screen to the left. And if you look a couple of sections over to the right, that's the Dutchtown student body. So good turnout, great football weather. And with 4:30 to go in the first quarter, we got ourselves a ball game.
And the band, gracefully moved into the end zone right there to give the Dutchtown people some room.
How about a little bit of trickeration there by Guy Mastretta? Going to be a pooch kick. Aguilar's going to take it in. Looks to go behind a wall. He's at the 20, 25-30. Aguilar is going to go down near the 35-yard line. And a nice run by Javen Aguilar before being brought down by Treviel Jacobs of Dutchtown.
Well, you see Aguilar right here returning from the left side of the field all the way across the field. Some nice blocking. Got a block high on all the kicking game. And Aguilar pulls it out to the 35-yard line. So that formation that Dutchtown used, they used it first play against East Ascension. They used it already twice tonight. And have done an outstanding job getting some production out of it. That's 2 out of 3 times they've scored off that formation.
Well, we've seen this a lot this year for Sandoval. Lathan Bourgeois is going to be in on this series, Swack, as they've rotated a lot with Thompson and Bourgeois at quarterback. And also we've seen a game where Bourgeois went the whole way at quarterback.
Just trying to find out, who could possibly be the guy for us.
Lathan Bourgeois' first pass of the night.
And that's Bourgeois' strong suit right there. He can throw that football, and that has really been missing. A lot of people think of the Hayden Mallory days, and A lot of passes, a lot of completions, and your Nelson days. So this is something that the Gators are trying to get back to.
Pretty sure that was Darius Smith who brought that pass in as they throw one out here to Bascom. He's got it behind a block from Franklin. And it is just across the 40. And we're going to now look at about a 3rd down and 4 coming up. And that was Joe Williams, I think, a moment ago on the catch, not Smith. Joe Williams with his 7th grab.
Well, anytime you throw these passes that are right at the line of scrimmage, you're trying to get what they got right there, 5, 6, 7 yards. And sometimes you might even be able to break one. But it's usually real easy to complete those. And now here you got a long count by the Gators, and Shane Levy decides, I'm going to kind of cheat to get in that backfield, and you can't do that. It's always amazing for a coach you hear those defensive line coaches saying, guys, the ball is like 1 foot from you. How can you jump and the ball is not moved? And, a lot of times it's listening to that snap count that causes that lineman to take that little bit of a jump.
You see the other games in District 5-5A. Catholic High has jumped out to a quick 7-0 lead. Not going to be a lot of suspense, you wouldn't think, in those 2 games. But we'll see as things go along, as this pass is from Bourgeois. Both these teams trying to pick up that first win in a very important contest here tonight. Lathan Bourgeois in at quarterback, second series for the Gators. It is 2nd down and 10. Got a trips formation far side. And KJ Franklin. Franklin dragging people, but Jamel Jalla had a nice wrap on Franklin. And that time, KJ not able to break away. It's going to bring up 3rd and long.
Well, a lot of times, these plays are designed to mainly go inside. And if you get outside, sometimes you might be able to break it. Sometimes, there's going to be unblocked defenders out there.
So 3rd down and about 8.
Well, this is the down and distance that killed Dutchtown last week against East Ascension, and now the Gators have it against Dutchtown this week.
Bourgeois rolls left. Looks, throws, and caught by Franklin. Boy, KJ does everything out of the backfield. He's out of bounds at the Dutchtown 36-yard line. And nice little touch pass coming up.
Very rarely do you ever see something like that. Most of the time, they're just a little possession receiver. Great job right there. Nice throw. Great protection.
But how about that touch by Bourgeois?
Very good. And, this might be the missing link that the Gators are looking for between him and Thompson.
5 receivers in a pattern here. Bourgeois airs it out downfield. Long ball, and it is incomplete. Trying to get it to Franklin in the corner of the end zone. It's going to bring up 2nd down, and we got roughing the passer, and that's going to be a 1st down. It's going to come with 2:02 to go in the first quarter. That has seen both teams, Swack, move the football on their 2 possessions each.
And that pass by Bourgeois right there was a long throw, and it took forever for KJ to get outside and get down that sideline. Pretty nice throw right there, just a little bit off target.
So the chains are going to move for the 1st down.
Can't give somebody an extra 10 or 15 yards.
Well, the flag moves it around the 20-yard line. And we're going to get some whistles. Might have got started offensively a little bit quick, and Santa Monica did. And, boy, that's been a bugaboo all year long for every team we've done, it seems like, on the EATEL game of the week.
I think a lot of it, to me, quarterbacks need to maybe get a little bit louder. You get in these bigger games. You're right there in front of the Dutchtown band. You know what they're going to be doing, huh?
Yep.
Santa Monica has the ball. Every one of those horns are going to be going off. There you go. You're trying to drown us out now, Lyle. I see.
Well, they're playing away across the way. It's 1st down now and 15. Quick pass out. That is Darius Smith there, and Smith's going to slip inside the 20 around the 18-yard line. And for Darius Smith, that is his 10th catch of the year.
Well, see the little quick screen, and you got to have outstanding blocking by the wide receivers. Smith, you want to just get up through there. Great job there by number 3 defender for Dutchtown. Reggie Spears on a solo tackle.
Lathan Bourgeois on a keeper. And it's going to now bring up third down. Jamel Jalla makes another tackle from his middle linebacker spot.
And this is the important time right here, defensively and offensively. This red zone right here. You know, you want to come up with a score or you want to come up with a stop.
Check out the sideline on what's going to be a 3rd and 5 from around the 16-yard line. Quarterback Lathan Bourgeois. That's Franklin to his right. 5 receiver pattern. Got a wide open receiver, but he overthrew Joe Williams down inside the 10-yard line. And now let's see if they try the field goal here for the lead on 4th down.
Well, that was outstanding pressure from outside of the defensive line by Dutchtown, causing, I think, that throw maybe to be a little bit off to the receiver.
Well, Matthew Parker is 5 for 6 in field goals. His longest this year has been 28. The holder is Caleb Thompson, who will spot it down at the 23. So this is going to be the longest attempt of the year for Matthew Parker. Snaps good, spotted down, kicks up, and it is right down the middle and good. And we're going to take a break. 30 seconds to go, quarter number 1. Gators are on top 10-7 as you watch the EATEL Game of the Week. The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Tata Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation for their support of the Dutchtown High Sports Medicine Program. Due to time constraints, we move ahead in the second quarter. And as we return back to action at the pit, final 5 minutes of our first half, KJ Franklin off to the right side. But a good job a moment ago, Swack, by the Santa Monica defense to get the football back to the offense as we see that run by Franklin on first down.
When you get that 3 and out, that is huge. And Franklin, this is what he has made famous, the run that goes one way and ends up another way.
Second down, a little quick pass out here. That is going to be Darius Smith. And Smith across the 40. That's actually going to be Vaughn. Lathan Vaughn with only his 4th catch of the year. And a nice throw on the run. Right, that was Lathan Vaughn, but Reggie Spears had the tackle for Dutchtown.
Yes.
Going to be a keeper now by Lathan Bourgeois, and he runs that right into the middle, and he is going to be brought down. Again, you can see across the way, that's a nice turnout by Dutchtown fans.
And, if you further to the right, you see the concession stand, or we can see the concession stand, and they have lines packed up over there. And great night for football, especially this temperature, Lyle. The temperature has finally changed to a little football.
You're in short sleeves. I'm in a jacket. Here's play action. Throw it downfield. And not quite or too far downfield. Lathan Bourgeois is going to bring up now 3rd down. Stay tuned. We've got the band coming up, Santa Monica High's band. You'll see that right here on the EATEL Game of the Week.
This is what I think in football, no matter what level it is, there needs to be so many of these every game, these vertical throws. You saw Dutchtown has already tried a couple. Now Santa Monica's tried some. You just never know when it's going to soften up some coverage and help you out in the run game and the short passing game.
Well, they got Franklin out. Pass is going to be complete. That's Darius Smith. And Smith didn't get a favorable spot because he's going to be about a half-yard shy of a first down. It's going to be 4th down.
And it's under 3 minutes to go. And I think Smith, I'm not real sure if he had really seen where that first down marker was, he would have probably dove in there and easily got the first down. Instead, tried to cut back.
Well, the spot even pushed it back just a little bit further. 4th down, we'll call it about 1 now. And Santa Monica is going to call a timeout. So, situation is 2:33 to go. 3-point lead by the Gators. And they're going to talk this one over. So we're at the pit, the 12th of October, week 7 of the high school football season. The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Tata Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation for their support of the Dutchtown High Sports Medicine Program. And a nice look at a very well manicured field. You can see where it's not as green as it was back in September.
Coach Mastretta and Coach Oliver's goal is to play on their home field when that field is brown.
Yep.
That means you're going to be playing maybe the week of Thanksgiving or maybe in the semifinals. Always a lot of fun. It's going to be a little bit colder. Here it is, 4th and 1.
Well, let's see what happens. 46, Dutchtown territory. Why not KJ Franklin? And look at the Griffins. They're there. The Santa Maria try up the middle did not work, and you can see the coaches for Dutchtown, they are jumping up and down, proud of their defense.
Dutchtown, outstanding job of taking up every little gap on that line.
Well, with 2:28 now, great field position. Dutchtown is going to be at their own 46. Fake to Lewis, throw it downfield, and not a good pass, but good coverage defensively. They tried to get it to Derek Youngblood, the one-on-one coverage downfield.
Well, Derek Youngblood, he's sitting here going, I was behind number 22 for the Gators, Jordan Bennett.
Touchdown for Dutchtown has come on a trick play. Monroe to Arnett to McKinney. And this is not good for the Griffins, and it's covered by Santa Maria, and what a break. Boy, after your defense does so well, going to be a fumble recovery by Johnny Johnson, the senior, and the Griffins are going to go back on defense.
Well, this is the second one, almost in the exact same spot, except Monroe doesn't get a hold of this one. Goes about 10 yards behind him, and Johnny Johnson is on a straight shot, straight for the ball, and does an outstanding job. A lot of times you don't see that ball recovered in that clean little shot right there. Johnson did a good job of scooping it up.
And as big a moment as it was moments ago for the Griffins, here's Santa Maria back on the attack at the 30 with a first down. Caleb Thompson downfield. It is brought in, caught down at the 14-yard line.
Boy, a nice little route and throw, and just stuck it right in there. Boy, when you see this, just watch Darius Smith. He's just going to bend it in just a little bit, almost lined up on the sideline. Just turns it in just a little bit. Nice little throw and grab.
Well, that's a heck of a high school throw right there by Thompson to Smith. Give it to KJ Franklin. Or Franklin trying to cut back and forth, but a good job defensively. Clock not a factor right now because there is still 1:40 to go. You can see down at the bottom on our scoreboard where Santa Maria's got one timeout left. Dutchtown's got all three. One of our little bells and whistles we got nowadays on the game of the week.
That's huge right there because the print is so big, it don't even have to wear the glasses anymore, Lyle.
There you go. But that one timeout left for the Gators now. It's going to be second down and about 7. Give it to Franklin. Franklin is going to fight hard to get it inside the 10. And it is going to bring up now third down as we approach 1 minute left in this first half. Dutchtown pulled the upset last year over Santa Maria, handing them their only loss of the regular season.
Well, you got 3rd and 4.
Franklin lines up to the left of Thompson. 50 seconds left. Thompson's going to roll near side. Looks. He's going to run at the 10. He's at the 5. He dives in the end zone. Touchdown, Caleb Thompson. And that's his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year.
Well, they're running the same play that they ran earlier with Franklin out of the backfield. And, boy, well, that's the previous play here. Franklin coming out of the backfield, and Caleb Thompson could have thrown to him, but, boy, he saw the opening right here. Watch KJ right there. Easily could have thrown right there. Dutchtown not able to contain Thompson right there, and turns up and gets into the end zone.
Matthew Parker, perfect on the year. There is a flag. Caleb Thompson, who just scored the touchdown, is the holder. But there is a flag. It's going to go against Santa, so they're going to move it back 5. And how costly now, David Swacker, that 4th down. Santa goes for it near midfield. They don't make it. Dutchtown gets the stand. And then they fumble on 1st down, or make that 2nd down because they went long on 1st down and fumbled it on 2nd down.
And I think they had a play on 1st down. Well, I mean, Coach Oliver tell you he had this all drawn up.
Well, give Santa credit. They took advantage of it. Caleb Thompson, the senior, gets it in the end zone. Parker's extra point attempt will be from the 15, make it a 25-yard extra point kick. And it is up, and Matthew Parker is now 21 of 21 in point afters with 44 seconds left in the half. And Santa now enjoys their largest lead of the night at 17-7. And if you're Dutchtown, you got to be careful right here. They still have all 3 of their timeouts left, so a chance to do something if they want, but not a whole lot of time left in the first half.
Not a whole lot of time, but I'm going to tell you, they have, when they bring Matthews and they put him over here on the offensive side, and then on the outside, number 8, Derek Youngblood, that gives Monroe some options on some throws. Now, of course, defensively, I'm sure Coach Thomas, he's going to have a couple of safeties deep and possibly double covering some outside or possibly some inside guys. So it's going to be interesting to see just exactly what happens. And, defensively, if you do get soft right there, you might be able to make a play in the running game.
Well, what we've seen of Terry Matthews the last couple of weeks, I would just pooch kick right here and put it in the hands of my defense.
Well, they're not respecting the kicker enough, lining up on the 8 or 9 yard line.
And how about that? There is the pooch kick, and it's going to be recovered up at the 35-yard line.
Seemed like every one Matthews catches is returned past the 35-yard line.
So that was the percentage play right there for Santa to kick it short like that and let them start at the 35 because, we saw Matthews last week take it 99 to the house.
And went right down that right sideline and made a big play.
Of course, Dutchtown playing without Jordan Jackson. Well, that's a huge loss for them. Broken collarbone last week. And they're going to keep it on the ground. This is Braden Lewis, and he's got a quick 5 yards before he's going to be spun down by Reed Norwood.
Boy, Norwood makes a big play because I'm just telling you, right there, that could have been a big run for Braden Lewis. Ends up picking up 5 on the play.
And now Dutchtown's going to take a timeout, so we'll keep it right here. But it's 17-7 is our score. You see where Catholic High now leads 21-0. We'll take a quick break with 27 seconds left before the half. It is 17-7 Gators on the EATEL Game of the Week. The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Tata Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation for their support of the Dutchtown High Sports Medicine Program. Well, 27 seconds left in our first half. 2nd down and 5. Griffins with 2 timeouts left. Throw toward the sideline. It's going to be incomplete. Trying to get one into Gator territory, but it's incomplete. It's going to now bring up 3rd down. That took 6 seconds, 21 seconds left. Dejon Watkins, the intended receiver. So now you're looking at a 3rd down and 5 from the Dutchtown 40-yard line. Looking ahead for both these teams next week. Dutchtown is going to have Broadmoor at home. Santa Monica is going to go to McKinley. That'll be next week. But first things first. 21 seconds left in this half. And here's Braden Lewis. He's got a first down. He's got more 50, 40. Breaks tackles 30, 20, 10. Out of bounds around the 5-yard line. By far the best run of the year for Braden Lewis. His longest before that was 23 yards.
And the exact same play that they ran as the first play of this drive. Braden Lewis does an outstanding job, breaks the tackle right there. Great job on the pursuit to drive him out about on the 7-yard line. Derek Youngblood helping his buddy down there with some key blocks.
Well, as you know, Swag, so well, it takes downfield blocking to make things happen. They got it 9 seconds left with 2 timeouts. Monroe, end zone, up in the air. Look at the deflection. Terry Matthews. How about that? Hit a Griffin, and Matthews was there. And it is a touchdown just like that, and the Griffins score.
Well, it's amazing how you get the lucky bounce right here. Nice little throw, good defense right there to Jaden McKinley. And, boy, just sitting there just as easy as can be. And I'm sure McKinney's done this maybe on some interceptions over the time.
You also see in the background as we watch this extra point is going to be up and good. And you see with that shot, the Dutchtown High Medicine trailer in the background past the end zone. And the extra point kick by Sosa good. And with 5 seconds left, Dutchtown, I think, really did the unexpected because I think they got the ball back with about 44 seconds left. And you thought maybe they just would run the clock out, but the big run by Lewis is biggest of the year.
And this, to me, is what's going to happen with, we've talked about this for the last 2 years, the momentum going into the locker room right here. What is Coach Mistretta going to say? I'm sure he's going to be so fired up to his kids, and his kids are going to be fired up. Coach Oliver's got to get his re-cranked up because we have a second half and a great second half. Boy, this has been a great first half here, Lyle.
It really has, 17-14. It was a good ball game last year we did for the EATEL game of the week when these two teams played at Griffin Field. The night began when David Swacker was honored for his 10 years of service as the head football coach here at Santa Monica. And now we've seen a good 24 minutes of football. Sosa to kick it off. This will probably be the final play of our first half. We got the Santa Monica band is going to be performing at halftime. The Gatorettes are going to be dancing. The ball is loose, and there's a scramble, and some kind of way that only ends up being 3 seconds off the clock as it is recovered. And with the fumble recovery is Tyler Legendry on the recovery.
Well, you basically have your regular kickoff return out there, and it hit one of the frontline guys from Santa Monica and ricocheted past the rushing kickoff team of Dutchtown. And how the Santa Monica lineman right there was able to get that ball is unbelievable. But, and then why, 3 or 4 seconds didn't run off the clock to end this first half.
And Santa Monica had pooch kicked, if you remember, before that, which gave it to him at the 35-yard line. We had talked about that.
Santa Monica's minus one player, it looks like.
Airing it out downfield, the long throw. Hail Mary, it's caught. Can he get in the end zone? He cannot. And that's how the first half is going to end. Darius Smith is at the 1-yard line, and we are at halftime. Oh, my, how close is this?
Boy, and I mean, he gets hit right there.
Bourgeois laid it out, threw it as far downfield as he could.
That was pretty close to being a score right there, Lyle. And I know we don't have an end zone camera right here, but just seeing where he dove right there, and I know the official was right on the goal line right there, and he made the call, but the referee, the white hat, from back here made a threw a flag, and I think Santa Maria only had 10 players on the field, and I don't know if they had enough on the line or not.
Well, let's see with the white hat. He's going to signal it off, and that's going to be halftime. So how about that for some excitement? Down to the 1-yard line on Bourgeois' pass to Darius Smith. We're at the break. Santa Maria Band, Gatorettes. It's all coming up next on the EATEL Game of the Week. 17-14 Santa Maria at halftime.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
The Title Law Firm has been fighting for our clients to get their best recovery for over 20 years. And now that tradition will continue to the next generation.
Hi, I'm Rick Tata, the newest member of the Title Law Firm.
We understand that it can be frustrating dealing with your claim.
So we're here to help you get what you deserve. If you're seriously injured in an accident, call the Title Law Firm today.
We're not just a face on an ad.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call Tata.
Hi, we are live with the PPTV network, where one of the top athletes is about to make his important decision. We know his character, and nothing will hold him back.
I'm glad to have my family and friends here for this choice. It's more than my career. It will affect the rest of my life. I choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
The decision is in. Why choose Peak?
Their reputation and their record of success is unmatched.
When it matters most, another patient chooses Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Well, Santa Maria on top, 17-14. Excitement as the first half ended at the 1-yard line. And we're getting ready to be entertained by the Santa Maria High Marching Band. And also the Gatorettes are going to be performing. You're going to be seeing all that coming up as we've had an entertaining first game. This is the 15th time that these two teams have met. It all began in 2005. And it has been a very good football game. Looking for an exciting second half. Glad you could join us here on the EATEL Game of the Week. Week 7 of the high school football season. Good crowd. A little bit of football weather in the air as the Santa Maria Band gets ready to perform here at halftime. Other scores in the district. You can see Catholic High is on top of McKinley, 21-0. East Ascension leads Broadmoor 14-0, so not unexpected, the 2 scores in district. And East Ascension and Catholic High meet next Friday night, and you're going to see that game right here on the EATEL Game of the Week. So we got a halftime show coming up for you right here on the EATEL Game of the Week, and let's go down on the field and enjoy the Santa Maria High Marching Band.
Good evening, Gator Nation, and welcome to halftime at the pit. Please join me in welcoming the award-winning 2018 Santa Maria High School Marching Band under the field direction of drum majors Logan Dupuy, Evan Garrett, and Jessica Gonzalez. To begin our halftime entertainment, we present the Santa Maria High Competition Marching Band, which is comprised of the most accomplished student musicians at Santa Maria High School. This year's competitive show features music from the classical work The Planets by Gustav Holst, arranged by composer John Fannin. Tonight we present the first and second movements of our show, Wasteland. Competition Marching Band. We continue tonight's halftime with the Santa Ana High Spirit Band, comprised of all winds, percussion, color guard, and Gatorette members at Santa Ana. The Spirit Band is the largest non-magnet high school marching band in the state of Louisiana. We begin our Spirit Show with an energetic dance routine by the Santa Ana High School Gators, featuring this 2010 hit by Maroon 5. Choreographed by Alexis Email and Haley Hughes. Here is Moves Like Jagger. We now welcome to the field the 8th grade band students from Galvez Middle, Lake Middle, and Santa Ana Middle. Get on your feet as the future members of the Gator Band perform with the Spirit Band, the Rolling Stones classic hit, Painted Black.
the athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Tata Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation for their support of the Dutchtown High Sports Medicine Program. Well, you can see the smoke from the cannon kind of just hanging over the pit. Here we go. Third quarter is underway, and the kick by Henry Sosa is in the end zone for the touchback. Well, we saw the stats at halftime. Dutchtown way behind in time of possession, as it was Santa Monica out in time of possession, 2-1. Let's see what happens in this second half as the Gators are going to go on offense first.
Well, the Gators on offense first. They ran the ball a pretty good bit, but they mixed up the passing game, which has kind of been their downfall in the first half of this season. And basically, Dutchtown's in the same kind of boat, and both teams have done a pretty good job of moving the football.
Quick pass out on first down. It's caught, and about 10 yards is going to be the gain. So I think that's going to be Joe Williams on the reception. Been alternating quarterbacks throughout tonight for Santa Monica. Caleb Thompson in at quarterback right now.
Well, you see this quick pass out here. Find the most dangerous man. The block's on 20 right there. And that is, I think, 17.
I think that was Joe Williams.
Joe Williams.
Tackle was made by Deldrick Jones. And it is enough right at 10 yards. That'll move the sticks.
Such a safe pass and getting 10 yards out of it.
Here's KJ. 5 yards, 10 yards, 15 yards. Out close to midfield to the 48-yard line. So about 18 yards on his first touch in this third quarter.
Boy, watch the cutback right here. Nice little kick out by Abear, the tight end, or sometimes the motion guy.
Well, the offensive lineman really did a nice job, and they're going to rule that an incomplete pass. No, it's going to be a fumble. Thompson apparently didn't get a handle on it, and it is recovered by the Griffins, and that's a huge second half break.
Well, I think that was Bourgeois, that I guess it was his turn to go in. Just trying, they had it wide open. Throw out here.
Shane Levy, I believe, recovered it, and it was Bourgeois.
To Williams. So that's something, that you're going to see from the Gators. I assume, they think it's wide open, and it was wide open. Just a miscue. Let's see what happens with Dutchtown on offense and the Gators on defense.
At the 49, Santa Monica territory, give it to Lewis. He had a big run late in the second quarter. He's going to pick up a couple. A moment ago on that 18-yard run by K.J. Franklin, as you could see on the replay, the Santa Monica's offensive line just did a heck of a job of standing up the defensive line for
basically
Dutchtown.
It was a 3-on-3 block, including Abear. Noah Abear sometimes lines up in the tight end spot, and sometimes he's a motion guy in the backfield, but always involved in the offense one way or the other.
Monroe calls for the ball. Dejon Watkins trying to break tackles and is doing a heck of an effort. And Watkins is going to be just shy of the 40-yard line, but that play looked like they had it covered. But Dejon Watkins with a nice run after catch.
Boy, watch Watkins right here. He's tackled for no gain, basically, or stopped for no gain, and then easily slips out of 2 or 3 tackles here.
One.
There's one. There's
2.
another one. There's another one. 3, 4, 5 tackles right there, picking up what you're trying, which is a plus on this play, 7 yards on the play.
Third down now and about 3. Monroe. One of the touchdowns was a halfback pass to Arnett, who threw to McKinney in the end zone. Monroe still has it. Let's see if that's going to draw a flag or not, and it will, as that was good play action, and they're going to call a flag for pass interference. You'll see it here, and it looked like the defender was on him early.
Well, basically, they run in that little power action where they're reading that defensive end, but he turns it into a play action. Really, Monroe does a great job on the fake here. And the tight end, who's a lone receiver to the left side, just slips right there in the open. And the Gator defenders all over there, pass interference called, 15 yards and a first down.
So the penalty is going to move the Sticks down to about the 32-yard line on the pass interference. Dutchtown trying to take advantage of a fumble.
Look at this, Lyle. 3 receivers into the sideline, and here he is over here all the way to the end. Youngblood.
Give it quickly to Lewis, and Lewis barrels inside the 30. You know, interesting, a moment ago, Dutchtown went with Santamon went with the rotating quarterbacks within the play on that fumble. First time we had seen that tonight. There's the run by Lewis. Lewis again on the carry. Starting to open up some holes, and Lewis is going to go just inside the 25.
Dutchtown worked a little faster. I love that out of the offensive side.
And right now, 3rd down and about 2. So Monroe with Lewis to his left.
Well, the Gators look like they're lining up. Going to bring a little bit of pressure with some man-to-man behind it. You look down to the right, number 8, Youngblood, is a possibility.
Could also be 4-down territory here. This is Lewis again. He's got a hole. It closes fast, but it looks like it's going to be a 1st down run. And all of a sudden, Bladen Lewis is really factoring into this running game, and it is a 1st down.
Well, DeLone cuts up in the hole, linebacker defensively, and makes the stop, but not enough. You can see right in that hole right there, able to pick up the 1st down after being tackled.
He hit that hole quick, didn't he?
Yes.
On our replay. McKinney in motion, goes one way, back the other. Now the pass to McKinney is incomplete. And it's going to be 2nd down and 10. Close game. Santamon did lead 17-7, was the largest lead of the night. But right now, Dutchtown threatening in this 3rd quarter, just under 8 minutes left in it.
And Dutchtown doing an outstanding job, nickel and diming down the field right here, Lyle. Picking up some 1st downs. Lewis really doing an outstanding job.
2nd down, 10, Lewis gets the handoff. This time, nothing, as the Gators were ready for it, and it's going to now bring up 3rd down and 10. From here, it would be about a 37-yard field goal for the tie.
And Lyle, what I see, it looks like they're running almost the same, maybe not the same play, but in the same direction in that A or B gap to the right side. And having some success, and with this last 1st down, the Gators able to do a better job of plugging up that hole.
Well, let's see if they approach this as 4-down territory, maybe try to get half of it here. This is going to be 3rd down. Monroe quick pass, and McKinney wasn't ready as he was covered. And on the coverage was Aaron DeLone, and now a decision to be made, and here comes the field goal unit for the tie.
And, just watching these kickers that we've seen over the last 3 years, this is almost just like an extra point for all of these kickers. The mental state that you got to get through, that it is a little bit longer right here, but just about all of the kickers at East Ascension, Dutchtown, and Santamon can make this short field goal attempt.
Well, Trey Martin is going to hold it. Sosa's 5 of 6. It's going to put down at the 28. It's going to be a 38-yard attempt. Kick is up. It's got some distance. It is good, and we are tied at 17-17, and he nailed that. Didn't have a lot of height, but that thing had some accuracy straight ahead, and we got a brand new ball game now at 17-17. the athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Tata Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation for their support of the Dutchtown High Sports Medicine Program. Due to time constraints, we move ahead in the third quarter. Devon Tier punts it away. Ball takes a friendly roll to KJ Franklin, gets a block 40, 35, 30-yard line. He is wrapped up. That's Dejon Watkins who wrapped him up at the 30, but there is a flag back at the 45. And I believe they're going to call that one of those defenseless. You talked about that a minute ago in the kicking game, and that's what they're going to call that when you, what is that, blindside them or?
Well, I'm not real sure what the rule is, but I know all the way up to the NFL, it's a big push
point of
protecting
emphasis. But
the unblocked player that's not involved in a play.
But I didn't find like he was really blindsided there. That's what they're trying to eliminate, that blindside pop.
Well, the blind side, and then a lot of times, Lyle, you have that little extra emphasis,
right, to
where you're trying to maybe injure the person or hurt the person. Here.
Well, we're tied right now at 17. Lathan Bourgeois' turn to quarterback this series. To his left is KJ Franklin. Snap high, pulled down. It's going to be keeper by Bourgeois. He's got something midfield, out of bounds. He is into the Santa Monica bench. And there is a flag, and this is going to go against the Gators. And right now, a holding call.
Well, you see Noah Hebert, and this is what the call is going to be. Block on number 20, Brett Latch's leg.
Just didn't turn him loose, did he?
And they got that when he is struggling to get away, that's when your hands got to come up.
I was just getting ready to say, Dutchtown's done a pretty good job tonight of keeping KJ Franklin in check, so to speak.
And he's made some plays in the passing game. Just a pretty consistent night for KJ, but no doubt, I think both defenses are pretty good.
Bourgeois airs it out. It's caught. It's caught by Bascom. 40-35. What a big play. Lathan Bourgeois to Austin Bascom, a couple of juniors hooking up on as big a play as the Gators have had tonight.
Watch Bascom right here. Bourgeois right in there in the throw. Bascom right down that hash mark. Big time catch, big time throw.
Back quickly from the 35. Quick pass out here. Joe Williams. Williams takes off 30, 25-yard line, and that's going to be another first down. And, that last pass play, Swack, we talked about Jordan Jackson not playing tonight with that broken collarbone. You wonder if he'd have been a factor on that last play in the secondary.
Well, he's going to be a factor in a lot of different ways. But, boy, these plays right now are dynamite in the East Ascension Arsenal and the Santa Monica Arsenal. Boy, they really are doing a good job and not just getting 2 and 3 and 4 yards. It's like a first down, 8, 9, 10 yards on those. And, guys, the outside receivers are doing a great job blocking.
Logan Scott comes up and makes a nice defensive play on a one-on-one. That ball caught by Bascom, and you can see the tackle by Logan Scott.
Yeah, I think Seth Babbitt says, we're not going to just run over Dutchtown because they're too good defensively, as you can see right there.
As soon as you say that, the tackle is made by Jarrett Dupar. And it's going to bring now third down as we approach 2 minutes to go, third quarter.
17-17.
So with the ball at the 19-yard line, a field goal obviously would give the Gators the lead. Franklin to the left of Bourgeois. Here's the pass. It's going to be caught. Williams breaks away. There is a flag.
You can just see the same little play over and over, and the receiver on the outside.
That was Ethan LeBlanc saying it was a face mask. And that was a quick one, but a big one against the Griffins. Ball's going to be placed right at the 10. They're going to start the clock, so it will be 1st and goal. Santa Monica trying to break this tie. Franklin cuts back. Franklin looks for a block. Look at it, 5-10, 5 goal line, 10-yard run, and a touchdown. You know, you talk about him being bottled up, and then he does that.
A little cutback, 2 people pulling on the blocking, finds a little seam up in there, and gets to the outside. Again, as we talked about, outside receivers doing an outstanding job on the blocking.
How impressive was that drive, quarterbacked by Lathan Bourgeois, as they run, pass. It all worked on that drive.
And I think this situation, I would think Coach Oliver is saying, is 2-quarterback system. Now, if one of them gets pretty hot, maybe they go with that guy. But right now, both of these guys are doing everything asked of them to lead their team.
Scoreboard says it all right there, as you also saw the cannon go off. 1:24 left in the third. Santa Monica has recaptured the lead now 24-17.
You know, both teams are doing an outstanding job. It's just, you know, that each team is making some plays on offense to keep moving those chains. And now it's going to be Dutchtown's turn offensively to see if they can answer the bell, just like they did on their last drive.
Well, now let's see if Dre Monroe and the Dutchtown offense can get it going. Important kick right here by Matthew Parker. Returnable kick comes down at the 5. This is going to be Watkins. Out at the 20, breaks away, 30, 40. Oh, tripped up before he can get to midfield. And that could have been a touchdown-saving tackle, I think, by Javen Aguilar. And this return team by Dutchtown, they are exciting. Watkins and Matthews.
Boy, just right there, just a little seam in there. And Aguilar dives and just gets an ankle piece. Or you know what's fixing to happen, Lyle? Kickers got to make a play.
Yep.
Is it going to happen? He did it in the first quarter.
You could see Aguilar hanging around in the middle of the field, and then when he saw Watkins, he went after him. It's out at the 47-yard line. Monroe, high throw and incomplete. Intended for Watkins, who just returned that kick, or they make that Matthews, and it's going to be 2nd down. Little short passes like that you got to complete, don't you?
And the thing when you do complete them, Lyle, they have to be going in the right direction. If it draws the guy back towards the other goal line, everything's not going to time out. You know, he's got to be able to see what's happening defensively.
And Dutchtown's going to have to burn a timeout. We're going to take a break. They had some personnel problems right there. 1:20 to go, third quarter. Santa Monica's on top, 24-17 here on the EATEL Game of the Week. The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Tata Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation for their support of the Dutchtown High Sports Medicine Program. Well, you know, we've talked about it, Swack. Not sure what we would see tonight with both these ball clubs coming off of disappointing losses last week. But it looks like to me they both have bounced back well, and we got ourselves one of those typical Ascension Parish 5A matchups.
And I've just been impressed. If you like high school football, this is a great game to watch right here.
Good weather, good football game. Monroe and Dutchtown right now, they are really shooting themselves in the foot. And instead of 2nd and 10, it's going to be 2nd down and 15. And just a moment ago, they were almost flawless on a scoring drive to tie this game up.
You know, I'm not real sure what the problem is there, Lyle. Maybe, you know, because we have, you know, a packed house here that maybe is a little bit too much noise. Maybe Monroe has to be a little bit louder, but it's pretty obvious they're having some communication problems there.
2nd down and 15. Lewis lined up behind Monroe in the pistol. Trying to get it to Deshaun Watkins. It's incomplete. And credit the Santa Monica defense has stepped it up the last 2 series.
Well, right there, one of these safeties, Jacob Matthews. Outstanding play because that has been a successful play for both teams. A little fake and a little out route, with hoping that defender in the secondary might read a run and commit to the run, and you have that little wide open flat throw. Big play here, 3rd and 15 for both teams.
Snap back, Monroe. All day. Now it evaporates, and he goes down. He needed to get rid of it just a little bit quicker. Reed Norwood and Johnny Johnson, a couple of seniors, bring down Monroe.
Watch on the outside on the right there. Johnny Johnson. Norwood is going to slide through. They just met right there at the quarterback.
Well, look like
Gator defense secondary did an outstanding job on the coverage.
Lewis looked like he was trying to chip block Johnson, and that did not work out as Devin Tier is going to punt it away. KJ Franklin on the return. And look at the field position for the Gators. They're going to be at the 40-yard line on a returnable punt. And Santa Monica's got some good field position with still 27 seconds left as we get a look at the punt again.
Boy, this is a missed tackle right here by the gunner for Dutchtown. Missed that tackle right there, and KJ picks up another 15 after the missed tackle.
Well, the last drive was led by Lathan Bourgeois. Let's see how the Gators play it here. Last seconds, 3rd quarter. It's going to be Caleb Thompson in this time. Franklin's been in and running back pretty much the whole game except for a couple when he was a wide receiver. Hayden Willis will not let Franklin get away there. And that'll be about a yard gain at most, bringing up 2nd down on what will probably be the last play of the 3rd quarter.
Well, Franklin's had some success with that patience right there, but Dutchtown's defensive line, outstanding job right there, clogging up all the holes and making the tackle for a 1-yard gain.
Santa Monica's going to let the clock run out. We've got 12 more minutes of football to go. After 3 at the pit, Santa Monica leads 24-17 on the EATEL Game of the Week. The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Tata Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation for their support of the Dutchtown High Sports Medicine Program. Fourth and final quarter about to begin, and as we head into the final 12 minutes, David Swacker, it looks like right now momentum on the side of the Santa Monica Gators as they lead by 7.
Well, you have momentum, there's no doubt. And the momentum, I don't think it's real great. We have a 7-point game right here. I think this series right here going into the 4th quarter is going to be big for both sides, offensively and defensively, that are out there on the field. Because the one thing I think Santa Monica needs to continue to do is throw some of those little passes that they've been so successful with.
2nd down, play action. Look, throw long. Got a receiver down there in double coverage. Incomplete. Trying to get it to Austin Bascom. And Thompson pretty much threaded the needle, but it's incomplete.
Well, what you're doing is now you're going to fake the throw to one of those, and hopefully those defensive backs come running up, and Bascom split the difference right there. And throw was on the mark, but good job defensively on the play.
Dutchtown's going to go with a 3-man rush this time. 3rd down and 9. Well, they tried to get him on a hard count. Caleb Thompson, your quarterback. Gators protect a 7-point lead. three-man rush. Thompson steps up and underthrows a wide-open receiver. They found that soft spot, didn't they? They just couldn't connect it.
Well, they had those the 4 verticals where you had 3 receivers on one side, and one of them's going to make a crossing across the field and try to get on that opposite hash mark, and that's where he was headed. Throw was just a little bit underthrown. Well, now Dutchtown's done exactly what Coach Guy Mastretta wants to happen. Make them punt, and let's just see what happens on this return. This is something that's always scary.
They come after the punter, but he gets it away. And it's going to take a nice Gator roll. That ball hit at about the 30-yard line, and it's going to end up rolling dead at the 14. So the Griffins, Lewis, had some running room in the second quarter and third quarter, but some good adjustments apparently being made by the Santa Maria Gator defense because Lewis doesn't have those holes to run through right now.
Well, it's all about gap control and who's going to handle the gaps and, on your stunts and being able to handle the offensive line and the trap blocks and everything. And so there's a lot of things going on defensively. Calls being made. You see people moving around. There's a lot to it other than just lining up and playing.
Give it again to Lewis. Oh, nice job filling up the hole, and there's just nowhere for Lewis to try to run.
Well, that was a hole for him to run in, and then a Gator linebacker ran right through the hole and made the tackle.
I believe.
As you see on this replay right
here. It's going to be Reed Norwood. No gain, so it's 3rd and 7.
And this is the one area where Dutchtown has had some issues tonight, and that is the passing of Monroe to any of the receivers.
And we've had some of this penalties against Dutchtown in this second half that have really hurt.
When it's 3rd down and you get a 5-yard penalty, Lyle, and now it's 3rd and 13 or 3rd and 12, that's 5. That's 5 big yards that you got to pick up. And here you are, back to, inside of your 20. So now the Gators in a 3rd down situation, they're going to drop 2 safeties deep and see if they can control this passing game here.
3rd and 12. And incomplete. Nice job defensively because there wasn't much there. Not much was going to happen because Reed Norwood was holding his ground.
Well, it's a man-to-man situation, and of course, if they're successful on the play, this is going to be a big play if he gets by Norwood. But you'll see right here, Norwood's right there waiting on him. There he goes outside, cover him. Excellent job defensively.
Well, the field position keeps favoring the Gators as we play here in this second half, as Tier's now going to punt out of his own end zone. A nice punt. The best of the night. Ball's on the deck. Scramble for it.
KJ Franklin's pointing towards the Gator side.
And they do have it. So that was a break Dutchtown was looking for, but what a punt by Tier. Yeah, because, when you look at the struggles of the Griffins in their last 3 possessions, that could have been huge right there, a short field. As it is, the Gators still good with good field position at the 41. This is Lathan Bourgeois. Give it to Franklin. Can he go wide? Stiff arms. And he'll go out of bounds into the bench after picking up 5 on a 1st down run.
Does a good job on a stiff arm right there.
Yeah, he stiff-armed Braden Caskey trying to make a tackle. Gators have been alternating quarterbacks all night long. Bourgeois, Joe Williams. Nice forward movement by Williams, stretching and getting a 1st down.
Able to break the tackle, and then when he gets tackled, he goes forward for another couple of yards.
Joe Williams starting to become more a factor in the passing game for the Gators as the season gets deeper into it. 1st and 10. This is a keeper by Bourgeois. Faked it to Franklin. And about a 2-yard advance.
Dutchtown doing an outstanding job because, you know, you saw Franklin on the fake, and you would think half of Dutchtown would be there. You see the East Ascension score 35-0 over Broadmoor.
2nd down and 8, and what a nice job by Bourgeois because that snap was a bad one, and Bourgeois didn't hesitate, just jumped on top of it with 8:25 to go. And look, that snap never got off the ground. Well, Santamon lucky that ball took a pretty honest bounce to Bourgeois. Otherwise, that thing would have went sideways.
The tryouts for infield in baseball. On
no
that.
doubt.
Took it on the big hop.
Coach Troy Tomplay would like the way that one was fielded. Bourgeois sets up, has time, throws. Boy, there were a lot of white shirts where that pass was thrown for Austin Bascom.
It's one of those throws. It's right in there in the pocket. Bascom caught one earlier. And, you know, he's there, you know, basically the ball's too high on the catch. But, you know, those are some big-time throws and catches that have been made tonight by the Gator offense.
Well, I got one blast from the past in this series I'm going to give you after this punt by Matthew Parker.
I think I'm 0-3, Lyle, if that's your question.
No, no, I'm not going to even bring that up. His punt's going to take another. Boy, the Gators have gotten some good rolls on some punts. 7:44 to go in the ball game. It's a 24-17 game. Dree Monroe is going to come in and try and lead the Griffins downfield. In 2013, 5 years ago, these two teams played in Week 10 a 5-overtime game before Dutchtown walked off a 53-50 winner. And, you know, if Santamon allows the Griffins to go down the field, or if Dutchtown drives down the field and we end up in overtime, we might have a repeat from 2013. Well, they're going to have to go about 85 yards if they want to tie. They're going to stick it on the ground, and boy, there's been some nice adjustments made by Santamon because what was available for Lewis running the football in Dutchtown is not there in this second half.
And it seems like there needs to be another phase to this, you know, whether Monroe is keeping the ball or he's involved in the running game. But it looks like Santamon has an answer for that left-to-right run that Dutchtown has had some success with throughout this game, but as of late, no success.
Down in distance has not been Dutchtown's friend, as now they're going to call a timeout. We're going to take a quick break. There's 7:04 to go in the ball game. It's going to be 2nd down and 11 when we return with the Gators on top by 7 on the EATEL Game of the Week. The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Tata Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation for their support of the Dutchtown High Sports Medicine Program. Along with David Swacker, who was honored before tonight's game for his 10 years as the head football coach of the Santamon Gators, I'm Lyle Boudreau. See, it's a 7-point ball game, 1-possession game. It's 2nd down and 11. 7:04 to play, and the Griffins need a big play here.
Well, they're coming out in a little different formation. Maybe they're going to try the little short pass out here to the receiver.
Monroe rolls this way, throws, has a receiver, and it's going to be caught. Good job by Dejon Watkins coming back to the football. And they're going to move the sticks.
Boy, Monroe, big throw. Big catch right here. First time they've run this route right here. Little out route, smash route. Sometimes they call it a little kind of corner on the behind the little short hitch.
Yeah, they had Matthews as the short guy, but they threw it over the top.
Boy, everybody jumps all over Matthews.
And now Lewis Bounces off of some people, gets out close to the 34.
So it looks like they just switch it up. Now they move Lewis to the right, and they're running that same little play back to the left. Got a little opening right there.
You know, as we watch the replay, good to see a game played on a clean, dry field, huh? Because we've had some wet fields so far this
year.
year.
The temperature is totally outstanding out there for football.
Second down and 5 at the 33. Lewis tries to turn the corner, and we talk about the field, and then he slips and falls. And you got to credit the Gators right there because they strung it out, and it's going to now be 3rd and 10.
Well, we saw this earlier in the year by all the defenses in the parish. You go left to right, it's hard to gain yardage right there. And Lewis is trying to outrun a lot of people. And when you run that long distance there, Lyle, there are cornerbacks getting off of blocks, linebackers getting off of blocks, and able to make a play. And so now here's another big 3rd down conversion right here from Monroe.
So 3rd down and 10. Get it out quick. Nice coverage.
Well, the coverage was nice and everything, but the throw is what I'm talking about here. You know, right there, Matthews doesn't have a chance to be an athlete. You watch on the replay right here. The throw's a little bit behind him, and he slips down. It's kind of hard to be an athlete when your back's turned to the defense right there because – and here you see Matthews is down. Looks like
he's starting to cramp up a little bit. With 5:05 to go, we'll take a break. Santa Monica is on top, trying to close it out 24-17 on the EATEL Game of the Week. The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Tata Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation for their support of the Dutchtown High Sports Medicine Program. Well, we come back to action. The clock is running inside 5 minutes to go. And now Dutchtown's Devin Tier is going to punt it away. High punt. Takes a Griffin roll, and it's going to go out of bounds. Good punt by Tier. It'll be out of bounds at about the Santa Monica 39. So, you know, one thing to keep an eye on, as you can see on our scoreboard right there, Dutchtown's only got one timeout left with 4:38 to go. So they're going to need a 3-and-out pretty quick.
It's kind of just the opposite of what they had, 3 timeouts going in their final drive of the first half.
So, been a lot of defense in this second half.
A lot of good football, good game. We've talked about it throughout the game.
Nice first down run. Lathan Vaughn, boy, he looked fresh as a daisy on that run. And he went from his own 39 out to the 48, about a 9-yard first down run.
Well, you watch Vaughn right here. He hits the hole quick. And when he goes to get tackled, see that 2 hands on that football protecting that ball because Dutchtown's defensively, they're wanting to take care of that football.
Logan Scott made the first hit. Boy, a little bit dangerous pass right there on 2nd down and 1. KJ Franklin was on the other side of the field, wide open, unattended, and it's 3rd down and 1. And an obvious possession down for Santa Monica. 4:01 to go. We got EA and the Catholic High next Friday night. We'll be back here in 2 weeks. Santa Monica will host Broadmoor. We'll have that game for you. Then in 3 weeks from tonight, how about Santa Monica and EA? Here we go, 3rd and 1. Put it in the hands of Franklin and let him dance. Can he turn the corner? Look at the pursuit, and he's not going to get there. Well, I didn't think that there was any way the Griffins could stop him once he started going toward his left outside, but they did. And watch the pursuit defensively.
Well, this is where you needed to get that yard right there. And it's going to be close, Lyle.
You know, we've seen Franklin stopped a couple of times tonight. Of course, he had the touchdown run that has given them the lead. But you got to like your chances on 4th and 1 with him hit the football. Matthew Parker's going to punt it away. 2:55 now. The clock is definitely a factor. Boy, how about that sneaky play? They tried to draw him offsides, did they? Now the line judge and the head linesman are going to discuss it.
And they're going to bring the white hat in there. And basically, you know, it's just a shift right there by the offensive line. Oh. And the defensive line, one of the defensive linemen for Dutchtown crossed into the neutral zone.
Did he?
Well, that was a flag that was thrown when that happened.
Oh, no, they're going to call. How do you misread? How do you go offsides on the waist and then do procedure like that? That gave this whole Santamon side hope that was offsides defense. If we could maybe re-rack that and take a look at it, well, we don't have it. But I didn't think anyone had jumped offsides.
Well, you had the defensive end, and I'm not real sure if he jumped offsides, but I know one thing. The line judge right here, and the head line judge is on the other side, you know, with the down box. He went running straight to the other guy's side saying, I need some help right here.
And that's Coach Mastretta across the way, and he's talking to the official. So, but a good call by Santamon to try and draw him offsides when they went with that shift. Two well-coached teams. They come after the punt, but they get it away. Watkins is going to catch it on the fly, 25. He's at the 30. Bumped around and out of bounds across the 30.
That was scary. From the punt all the way to the running and catching the ball on the run and able to get down that sideline. Great job by the Gators special teams on the right side, taking care of that and able to knock Matthews out of bounds. Here we go, 31-yard line with 2:39 left in the ball game.
Dutchtown set a lot of empty possessions in this second half. Monroe rolls, throws on the run, throws short. Yeah, 2 receivers and 3 defenders in the area. It'll be second down.
And as always, you know, people, when they look, they saw the outside receiver. You'll be able to see it in the replay here. And he looks like he's wide open, but this is a cornerback just coming off of the play. Doing a little sprinting out, kind of getting away from the pass rush.
Monroe. Oh, look at the defense. Nice play by Aaron DeLone. Yeah, I mean, Dutchtown, I don't think they've had a first down, maybe one first down in their last 4 possessions in this second half.
Again, I'm just guessing, man to man. Here he is, watch him. He's zeroed in on that running back. Somebody's got to block him in order for that play to be successful.
Well, with 2:28 to go and 1 timeout remaining, Dutchtown looks at a 3rd and 10, down by 7. Monroe. He's going to tuck it away. And the pursuit is all over there. And that tackle by Jeremiah Kahn, an outside linebacker. But there is a flag to be checked out. Watch number 5, Kahn, chase down Monroe.
So they'll take the penalty, which will repeat the down. Instead of 4th and 10, 3rd and 20. Understandable.
Oh, now they can say that was a personal foul after the play because now he's saying 4th down. Boy, and this is a predicament now.
Now it's very understandable.
Now this is really a predicament for Dutchtown.
With 1 timeout left, you got to go for it. You can't punt it away.
Yeah, they got their offenses still out there. And it is 4th down and 27. And now Santa Ma's going to call a timeout. We'll take it with them. 2:17 to go. It is Santa Ma on top, 24-17 on the EATEL Game of the Week. The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Tata Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation for their support of the Dutchtown High Sports Medicine Program. Dutchtown's only got one timeout left. The problem is they've got 4th and 27, and they are inside their 15-yard line. What do? You see the timeouts, Dutchtown with 1 left, Santa Ma with 2 left. And they're going to go for it.
Yeah, looks like you got K.J. Franklin in at a DB.
Monroe throws it downfield, up for grabs, intercepted, picked off, and that should be your ball game as it is intercepted.
Matthews does a heck of a job catching that ball as you would teach him at the highest point.
And, you got to like the play call because it gave you a chance to pick up 24 yards. But Matthews, good job playing back. And like you said, if he knocks it down, you're inside their 20. But you got the ball back. And now 2:08 to go. 1 timeout left for Dutchtown.
Here for a couple of plays, you got to have 2 hands on that ball.
Here goes K.J. Franklin, and he fumbled the ball, and Dutchtown's got it. No sooner did you say it, Shane Levy is on top of it. And I'm telling you, 5 years ago, they played 5 overtimes. Watch this play.
Come in. K.J. Franklin is carrying it in his right hand. Watch the hand come in right there. Grab that right arm.
Jamel Jalla grabbed his arm.
You got to have 2 hands on the ball in that situation.
Well, no sooner did you say it.
But that'll keep people around. Watch an exciting finish right here.
At the 41-yard line, trips formation far side. Griffins have struggled lately trying to move the ball, trying to get a first down. And this pass underthrown. The receivers are just getting no separation for Dutchtown right now.
Well, I like that call right there. That was basically about a 12 to 15-yard little curl on the outside. The receiver slipped down. But a lot of times, what they've had so far in the past is that outside receiver running that vertical route. And he was wide open right there, but fell to the ground, could not catch the ball.
1 timeout left. Little run play by Lewis, and that didn't do anything. And now a quick timeout's going to be taken. We will take a break. It's going to be 3rd and 10 when we return with 1:48 to play. And Dutchtown trails by 7 on the EATEL Game of the Week. The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Hollis Orthodontics, Tata Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation for their support of the Dutchtown High Sports Medicine Program. Well, the scene, 1:48 to play. Dutchtown trails 24-17. They've got the football. Just got a huge turnover. They are at the Santa Ma 40. And what do you dial up right here, David Swacker, if you're across the way at Dutchtown Griffin?
Well, I just love the call that was just made because at the end of first half, they picked up about 70 yards on that one play. The Santa Ma defense needs to be complimented.
Malone, receiver, comes back to the ball and catches it. Nice reception by Watkins. Or was that Matthews?
Not a first down.
So here you go. This is your ball game. It's going to be 4th and 3, and let's watch this catch. You see Matthews on the far side.
On the sprint out, basically the same play they just ran earlier.
Here we go. 4th down and about 2. Quick pass, threw it high, did not run to the sticks. It doesn't matter if he caught it or not. It's short of a first down, and there is a flag. And let's see who that's going to be against, because they did not run the route. It's not going to be a first down where he ran the route.
Well, you have KJ.
It's going to be interesting. Let's see. Let's pick up the white hat here. And it looks like, well, don't want to predict anything. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Dutchtown, and that's going to be your ball game. Well, they're going to be offsetting penalties, but it was fourth down, so it will be Sanoma ball. And you got to wonder about the play call, because had the play been completed, they didn't go to the sticks.
Well, you know, the big issue you had right there, that Franklin was over there, man-to-man coverage, and he was right on, you know, press man, as referred to it. And I just think that it was hard for him to get up the field, and the ball had to be released. And basically you had a situation, and then you had a standstill between those two on the sidelines right there, which created the intimidation thing, or the personal foul penalty against both teams.
Well, Dutchtown's out of timeout, so they can't stop the clock. Couple of snaps here, and this football game is going to be over, and Sanoma is going to be 5-2, and Dutchtown's going to fall to 3-4. And the clock has started. You know, Gators are going to win this by 7, but it was a hard-fought game, and I got to give a lot of credit to both teams. Sanoma really made some nice defensive adjustments in this second half.
Well, stopping that little off-tackle play was huge. There's no doubt about it, and I think both of these guys, you could see some handshakes going back and forth between the linemen offensively and defensively, and they know that was a war down there.
Yeah, I like these big guys, offensive linemen and defensive linemen, patting each other's on the helmet.
They know it was a war, and that's where this game was basically won and lost right here. Just a few more plays for Sanoma in the end with that touchdown in the second half to go up 7 and win the game.
Well, when the Gators needed some defensive stops, they got it. They got a 10-yard touchdown run by K.J. Franklin was the difference in the ball game. Sanoma is going to go to 5-2 on the year, 1-1 in district play. Dutchtown now 3-4 and 0-2 in district play. Big showdown possibly and probably for the district title is next week at Spartan Stadium, as it's going to be Catholic and East Ascension, and that will be our next ball game. So, saw a good one tonight before a big crowd, football weather, and it is Sanoma winning it 24-17. Gators have now won 4 of the last 5 between the two schools. For David Swacker and our friends with the EATEL Game of the Week, I'm Lyle Boudreau, and we'll see you next Friday at Spartan Stadium, East Ascension against Catholic High. But for now, you've been watching the EATEL Game of the Week. The Gators have now picked up wins in 4 of the last 5 meetings against the Griffins after dropping the first 10 meetings between the Ascension Parish schools. Sanoma's all-purpose back, K.J. Franklin, rushed for 88 yards and 2 touchdowns and added 5 receptions. The Gators' dual quarterbacks, Lathan Bourgeois and Caleb Thompson, passed for 287 yards, while Dutchtown quarterbacks, Dre Monroe and Grant Arnett, each threw a touchdown pass. Sanoma's Johnny Johnson had a fumble recovery, while Jacob Matthews had the big interception to seal the win for the Gators. I'm Lyle Boudreau, inviting you to join us next week for another edition of Ascension's Glory Days on the EATEL Game of the Week.